Ladies and gentlemen, those who are on the Facebook page, those who are joining us today, welcome to our next session of the Corporate Career Academy. We are looking at the impact of the corporate world can have on students and the young professionals. And having looked at the insurance area, now we are moving to the next level where we look at what is the role of marketing in the digital era. And there's no another person who can do this better than Ofweneke himself. Ofweneke Daktari mwenyewe is in the room, and he'll be talking to us about digital marketing, how it has influenced how things are done around the globe. And specifically as students and learners, what can we learn? Students, all those who are in the corporate world, what can we learn from the digital marketing? And to give him a good introduction, I want to invite one of our own, Donado mwenyewe. Can you introduce Dr. Ofweneke himself into the room?
Kwa heshima na taadhima, tungekuwa kwenye kikao ama kwenye ukumbi, ingekuwa kwenye ningewasimamisha nyote muinuke katika vitu vyenu, tumkaribishe Dr. Ofweneke. Ofweneke ni nani? Ni mchekeshaji, ni mwandishi wa nyimbo, songwriter, ni corporate MC ama mfawidhi ama mshereheshaji. Pia Dr. Ofweneke motivational speaker, ni TV host, yani he's a man, wanasemaga jack of all trades. Kwa hivyo nataka nikukaribishe, tuko tayari sana pia tuweze tukajue mengi tu kutoka kwako, na bila kupoteza wakati, karibu tena, karibu sana.
Thank you so much for the introduction. That was a heavy one. I think in my 13 years of a career, today is when I've come to know that the word corporate MC is actually mshereheshaji.
Cool.
So that's a new word. Yeah, so at least now I know Barakoa and I know mshereheshaji. Those are my new words for Corona. So thank you so much, guys. We have exactly 1 hour, so I'm gonna take the shortest time possible, of course, so I can also give you guys enough time for you to ask questions, and of course, just get more enlightened more about digital marketing and how the whole world has been able literally to the whole world has been forced to revolutionize itself from traditional marketing into digital marketing. I mean, hence the whole corona period. So we're gonna start first of all from how to position yourself digitally. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's very important for you to realize that in the world that we live today, most of the jobs that you are going to apply for when you get into the job market, most of the jobs are going to apply for these days, not only do they look at your CV, they are also very keen on going through your digital platforms. So it's very important for you to actually realize that whatever you post on social media is actually very, very critical in what your potential employer is going to conclude about you. So it's no longer you appearing at the interview place early. It's no longer about your CV. It's no longer how you dress. It's no longer who you know. It's about how else do you look like. What do you post on Instagram? What do you post on Facebook? What do you post on social media? Basically, all around. So it's very important for us to realize that who you are on social media is actually reflecting on who you are as a person. If you're the kind of person who probably is on Instagram, you like putting up pictures of you half naked, and you want to show how good your body is. Well, fantastic. God bless you. You have a good body. But then again, you should ask yourself, as you post that video in you in a bikini, in you in a lingerie, in you in some boxes that probably try to reveal how much God has blessed you or how much God has denied you, then it's very important for you to realize that then you are going to be judged by some of those things. So from today, first of all, point number 1, be very careful what you post. Be very careful of the status updates that you put on social media. Some of us, I know a few entities in the entertainment industry in Kenya who are probably well learned. They've gone to university. They have learned a few respectable courses in the society, but they have failed to get serious employment opportunities simply because of how they've been portraying themselves on social media. So before you even type that word F-U-C-K, think about it. How will it affect? Before you type the word B-I-T-C-H, how is it going to affect how people view you? It's very important for you to know that. Number two, ladies and gentlemen, what you post on social media determines on your potential client who would want to advertise on your page. It's very important for you to always know that. It's very important that if you position yourself as a sexual entity on social media, then maybe trust me, probably the only person who's going to be who's probably going to give you employment, probably maybe a condom kind of a brand. But if you portray yourself as a clean brand, then a family-oriented kind of brands will be able to as well want to be associated with your brand. Corporate companies have been very keen, especially during the Corona period. If you're during the Corona period, there have been less TV adverts, but more of social media adverts, especially using us as influencers or us as top brands. And most of these clients have been looking for who is a family-oriented kind of a brand. Is it DJ Mo? Is it DJ Soxy? Is it who else? Maureen, is it Jalango? Guys are looking for family-oriented brands to be associated with. So it's very important for you to realize that how you portray yourself on social media will directly determine who would want to advertise with you. Now, let me take you back. Now, every social media platform around the world was created for a certain specific reason. Now, if you didn't know, now, at least now, if you have your points, you can be taking your points on this one. Number one, Facebook was basically for connecting people and reconnecting people. Facebook was simply building new friendship. That was the main aim for Facebook. But of late, of course, it's also turning into, apart from reconnecting people, it's also turning out as a business hub, where you can get a broadcast. How do I put it? Whereby you can put your product on a podcast and guys are going to buy it. I mean, the sharing part is share, so that it gets the potential client. Now, Instagram was specifically created for lifestyle. Instagram is about my new car. It's about my new shoes. It's about my new girlfriend. It's about my new boyfriend. It's about where I traveled last week. It's about which hotel I'm sleeping in tonight. Instagram is basically for lifestyle. That is what it was created for. LinkedIn was specifically for professionals, whereby all lawyers can meet there, all engineers can meet there. Which other course? Whichever course, computer science, IT guys, procurement guys, that is where they can meet. So LinkedIn was simply a professional platform for guys. Twitter was simply for information. That's what you realize most of the time. Before you look at our mainstream media, Twitter will give you info earlier than before it gets to the mainstream media. Twitter will give you breaking news, in fact, they will break it to you even before the mainstream media breaks it to you. You will know, you can literally know what's happening in Uganda, what's happening in South Africa, what's happening in the US, what's happening in Saudi Arabia, what is happening in Dubai, what's happening in the UK, simply via Twitter. Guys, Twitter was simply for information and nothing else. Well, guys of late have been trying to commercialize Twitter and make it about business, but it's been hard because Twitter has been about news. Well, not forgetting Kenyans and Nigerians and South Africans have also turned Twitter into a bullying ground, but what more can we say? But the main aim for Twitter was that YouTube was basically for music, that entertainment purposes. Of late, guys, those guys are now uploading information on day-to-day hacks. But initially, YouTube was simply for entertainment, whereby I don't need to go and buy a CD. I don't need to get an iPod. I can simply go on YouTube and be able to listen to that type of music. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's very important for you to, if you're planning to probably get into social media in terms of marketing your brand as a person and your brand as a product, because there's you as a person, because you, as you're watching right now, you are already a brand. As long as there's somebody, it's one person you are apart from you that you're influencing, you're already a brand. Because every brand has qualities. Even the security guy at your gate is a brand, simply because what are his qualities? He's giving security, he's opening the gate, he's handling the IDs, he's handling the register stroke, the logbook. So that is his brand. His brand is the security guard. You yourself, you are a brand, no matter what kind of a career you are doing. As long as you're offering a product or a service, you are a brand. Now, it's very important, and I've been very quick on telling guys, the riskiest thing you can ever do as a brand, whether you're giving a service or product, the riskiest thing you can ever do is let your target market define who you are. That is very dangerous. That's why I have issues with guys who go on YouTube and say, hi guys, how are you? So tell me, what should we talk about tonight? Well, if you didn't know what we should talk about tonight, why did you come on air? It's plain and simple. By the time you put on the on button, you know what you're supposed to say. So you should just put that as a point down, that your target audience should never define who you are. You define who you are yourself, then put yourself in the market, and your target audience will fall in automatically. Now, let me put this. Let me use Dr.Ofweneke as a brand, as an example. If I am called to a high school, most of the time, if I'm going to a high school and I've got an invitation, is unless I'm going to give a corporate talk or I'm going to give a motivational talk, because my jokes have not been curtailed, or that my jokes have not been carved for high schoolers. My jokes have been carved for campus going upwards. That's why Ofweneke will deliberately talk about marriage, talk about church, and talk about human behavior, because your mind yourself is mature enough to handle or digest that kind of a thing. If I'm going to talk about relationships, if I'm going to talk about marriage, it's because either you have been heartbroken before, you've broken somebody else's heart before, or you're dating, or you're planning to get married, or you understand the emotional humor in it, because you can relate. But now if I tell somebody in Form 2, the most I can talk about is a love letter that we used to write back in the days. So I have deliberately made sure that my content is carved towards my target audience. That's why most of the events Ofweneke will do as a brand is either in church, corporate, or weddings, because that I've carved my content into that. You get you get there, and then you ask yourself, my target market, how do they think, how do they dress, and how do they talk? It's very important for you to understand that. My target market, how do they think, how do they talk, and how do they probably even dress? It's very important for you to understand that. Now, as Ofweneke, going and buying those suits every single time, well, thank God that God has blessed me now. But back in the days, it was a little bit cumbersome for my wallet, because I needed to have a suit every single event, because the kind of clients I'm talking to are clients who dress in a suit. First impression matters. When I step on stage, first of all, they see you can listen to me in a suit, because he's also in a suit. So we're already on the same level, according to his mind. Number two, these guys talk very good English. They've made sure they're very eloquent. No CEO or no corporate company will give you work for you to go and use broken English in front of their CEO, who probably chances are is an expatriate. Talk like them. Number three, I make sure I visited the places they have visited. So when I mention those places, they can relate. So it's very important. Your target audience know how they talk, know how they dress. Then again, go to the places they go to, so that you can understand their mind and their buying language. Now, that is for an individual brand. Now, if you're selling a business brand, probably it's a shop, it's a consultancy company. Now, ask yourself, because there's no way you are going to sell alcohol at 100 shillings and you come using hard English. Ask yourself, these guys who consume alcohol for 100 shillings, where do they live? Probably chances are they might be living somewhere in the slum. Yeah, probably the slum. Yes. What kind of jobs do they do? Chances are they wake up every morning, the industrial area with their IDs at the Muhindi trying to look for a job over there. Or they are them Django. Are they them? Probably they are those guys. If it's a lady, it could be the mamas who are washing clothes at the estate. Ask yourself, how do they spend their leisure time? These are guys who even when they go to the bar, they don't care about the TV, they don't care about the interior design of the club. They just want to have their 100 shillings beer and go home. If it's a soap that you're launching, this soap, if you're launching for middle-class people, it will not make sense you putting a whole post on Instagram using Sheng. What is it called? There's this new language that has come, Nikumok, Masagunya, something of sort. There's that new language, I don't know, Masagunya, I'm trying to remember, Nikumbwekse. It won't make sense you coming selling a product in Kilimani, because now on Instagram and Facebook, you can actually be able to choose the vicinity of where you think your brand should be visible on social media. Now, you using Sheng will not help you because you're using a language that your consumer does not understand. I hope we're getting something.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, guys are getting, all right, cool.
Yeah, they're getting.
So basically understand your target market, understand their language, understand where they live, understand their needs, understand their mind. That one will help you a whole long, otherwise you'll end up spending money, capital after capital after capital, and realize you're not getting the desired feedback, the desired revenue for your product or your service, and simply because you are selling the right product, you're selling the right service, but to the wrong people, or you're selling to the wrong market. Now, when it comes to the issue of choosing who your social media influencer should be, it's also again very important for you to choose a social media influencer who goes with the same values as your brand or as the service that you're selling to the market on social media. It will not make sense you going for, let's say, let me use who. Let's say you're opening up a new church. It don't make sense you opening up a new church and sending maybe one of my good friends and one of my favorite artists, and this year has really impressed me because he's been doing a lot of music. It don't make sense you giving Meja or Otile Brown or Vera Sidika sending them a poster of you opening up a new church. It don't make sense at all. But if you're launching a new club, then I will tell you the ladies love him. You're launching an organization and looking for a brand that relate well with the guys who you're going to be serving in the organization. Then look for someone like Giuliani, Octopizzo, King Kaka. That is going to sort you out. If you're looking for, let's say, how do I put it? Probably you're launching a book, or you want to start, you're launching a printing press. The right person to look for is probably someone like Robert Burale. Meaning, what I'm trying to say is, make sure the influencer you're choosing goes hand in hand with the values of your company, the values of your products. Now, that one will help you. Otherwise, you'll end up spending so much money paying Ofweneke because I don't do clubs. You'll never see me in a club, I'm singing in a club. It's going to be unfortunate you pouring a lot of money for. So it's very important to understand the algorithms and the dynamics of how digital marketing literally works. Now, there's something called influencers. They are main influencers, then they are brand ambassadors. Brand ambassadors are the ones who endorse your product. Influencers are the ones who carry the conversation. Now, there are guys who can be both. They can be brand ambassadors or brand influencers at the same time, but the ones who are separate. Now, again, it's important for you to do a background check of who your influencer is. Because you don't want to go on Twitter, tell somebody to push a product. Yet the other day, they were insulting each other because they were pushing a political agenda. You also want to choose an influencer who, unless they're getting into politics and they have declared that yes, they're getting into politics, you don't want to choose an influencer who has political connotations on their brand. Because what they'll become, yes, they'll be selling your brand or your service, but what if I don't like a certain side, a political side? I will not buy your product because the person who you sent to sell to me the product I saw him yesterday insulting me because maybe I did not sign the BBI or I signed the BBI. So it's very important for us to check on some. Those are now part of the do's and the don'ts of social media. Now, there's something called traffic. Not every time is social media active. Guys need to understand that. It's the same way. If you realize on most highways, where there's most traffic jam, is a place whereby there are most billboards, or is a place whereby there are a lot of guys selling jugus, selling jam starter wires, and selling masks and everything. Because guys are looking for where the traffic is. Now, be very wise to know what time is my clientele up. If you're selling a bottle of water, you probably have a water brand. It's very important to ask yourself, at what time do guys drink water? So that you check the algorithms of that time. Guys drink water basically in the morning because guys are up and down doing morning jogs. So they basically, when they get into your Instagram when they're running, they will see your brand of water. During lunchtime, guys are having lunch, wherever they are. So they will see your brand of water. So put posts at that time. In the evening, when guys are probably in traffic or probably preparing for dinner, or probably you're getting someone to have dinner, that's the time to post it. Then later on at around 10, 11, when guys are about to sleep, I think I've seen most of the time my wife taking water before we sleep, because that's the time when it's most relevant. Or probably the guys who are out and who want to chase their alcohol with water, that's when they'll see your water on Instagram or Facebook. If you're pushing, which kind of product? Let me see. You're pushing a hotel. It's wise for you to push a hotel during lunchtime, during weekends, lunchtime and lunchtime during weekdays, and during weekends, when guys are looking for the next plot. Where am I going to go? If you're pushing a hotel, push the hotel from Wednesday. Wednesday is when guys are having conversation. Where are we going to go this weekend? It's important for you to understand the logarithms. There are things we oversee, but they're very important points when doing social media marketing and how to brand yourself. Now, I've touched on all those the main topics. I've touched Juju. Now, I want to give you guys an opportunity to ask the question so that it's easy for me. So I'll explain as I answer a question so that we also save up on time.
Wow, thank you very much.
But I hope so far. Yeah. I hope so far there are things we've aligned out.
Sure.
Yes.
Sure. So I wish to give them room to ask a question on both social media and on this page. Those who are here, should you have a question, you can raise up your hand. We unmute you again for quality of video and to ensure that we have some coordination. So Ofweneke, one of the questions I was asked is that people wanted to know, when you mentioned Dr. Ofweneke is coming, they consider it as a joke because Ofweneke is a comedian.
Yes.
They really they want to understand your professional part of Ofweneke. Maybe you could take us through your professionally, the things you do.
Well, apart from being, I'm originally a stand-up comedian. Okay, let me say this. I'm a lawyer by profession, but that is now academic-wise. But artistically, I'm a stand-up comedian. I'm a TV host. I'm a radio host. I am a corporate trainer, and I also do corporate talks as well. And apart from that, I'm a brand analyst or a brand strategist. That is basically what I do.
Wow, that answers the
question. So there's so many things you might have seen on TV that I'm responsible for just the brainstorming and the creative part of it. There are many companies, corporate companies, that I'm also working with in terms of restructuring their leadership and how to understand each other, especially right now where many companies are having age difference in terms of the old age and the new millennials who are joining corporate companies. So part of my work is to make sure how these two age groups are able to integrate and also be able to work together.
Wow, thank you very much. So any question from Tim? And I've not seen it on the chat.
Any question, guys?
Edwin is asking, I'm Edwin Fungure, a fourth-year student of Chuka University. He wishes to thank us.
I have a small brother there, actually. So.
Oh, you have a brother there. So
I have
he's
a brother
asking,
there.
do employers normally go through your social media? That's the question he has.
Oh, yes. It's just like I said in the beginning. Edwin, whatever you are, please if you're planning into getting any serious career, especially if you're not planning to do arts, but either way, all round, please be careful what you post, because yes, and I answer you yes and yes and yes. Your potential employers are nowadays going through your social media. Some of them, even before they check, even before they call for the interview, they've already done enough research on who you are on social media. So it's very important. And yet, oh my goodness, I have almost 3 friends who have lost their jobs, Livingstone, lost potential employment opportunities simply because of what they post on social media. Like, imagine if every single day for 5 days consecutively, Edwin, you're posting you being out dancing with girls and alcohol. Then you're looking for job as a procurement or for job as a finance manager. I'm sorry, for me, I'll not employ you because I'm worried. If you're always partying, is the money in my company safe? So it's very important. Yes, employers are checking social media. Yes, that one don't even be lied to. Yes, they check. So before they make a decision, because who you are on social media is who you are in real person. Social media is literally what is in your mind. That's why Facebook asks, what's on your mind? Because it's who you are. If you write insulting women, it's who you are. Probably your potential employer is a woman, is a lady, sorry. So who you are on social media is who you are in real person. Be careful. You might lose your next million job because of what you posted yesterday, or the picture you posted yesterday.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Then Mburu Maina, you can unmute yourself. I've enabled you. Then ask your question.
Yes. Thank you so much, Mr. Makoli. Dr. Ofweneke, thank you for joining us. Yeah. Dr. Ofweneke, thank you for joining us. You're much glad. I'm Samuel Mbulu from Mjanga, from Chuka University. So my question is basically, does marketing as a profession and PR relate? And if they do relate, what qualification do you take out? How do you study? And also, focus on social media. Does it in any way relate to the skills you get from class? Yeah, thank you.
What I will tell you is, of course, marketing and PR are 2 different things. Marketing is about you getting a product into the market, but PR is more about how your product looks like in the market. I hope you get me on that point. Marketing is a selling part of it, is how to sell the product. PR is how the product looks like before it gets into the market. You get? So it's basically, if you're you see, as a gentleman like you, how before you go and approach a lady in the campus, for example, the way you dress, if your hair is nicely done, your shirt is well dressed, and how you talk, that is PR. Now going to that lady and telling that lady what you're going to do for her if she agrees for you to go out with her or date her, or for you to date her. Now that is what marketing is all about. Now, digital marketing had not been taken seriously. I'll be very honest. It was a by the way, but Corona has fastened the process of digital marketing being incorporated into serious marketing. Because if you realize, most corporate companies stopped advertising on TV and radio, and they went to advertise where? On digital marketing. So if you're doing PR and marketing, I would really advise you, please do a lot of research about digital marketing, because later on in life, it's going to be
also, you can give us on if there are any professional qualifications, or you can take on.
I think basically for marketing and PR, of course, you have to be good in your language, and in languages, of course. You also have to. It also depends on how you relate with people, because I mean, PR is about public relations. Some of these things come from your personality, who you are as a person. You get, but academic qualifications, of course, your languages must be okay. A few mathematics here and there for guys in marketing, but your languages have to be fine. And then also you have to make sure you're also creative at some point. Because when I'm employing guys in my company who are going to do marketing for me, I also need to know how the creative process is. Because I'll bring your brand on the table and I tell you, how do you market this product? So I also need to know how creative you are. So you also need to check on that thing as well. What do you do right now? What are you doing right now?
I'm pursuing Bachelor of Commerce.
But I think, and then that will also in the job market, commerce and marketing and also go hand in hand. But congratulations on that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right.
So I will wish to give Prudence a chance to ask a question.
Okay, all right.
Hi, my question is.
Oh, Prudence, get off the mask. Come on.
We don't have corona here.
Oh my.
Get that mask off. What are you trying to show us?
Okay.
Yes, Prudence.
So my question.
Yes.
For an employer to have me as their digital marketer, do they require me to have done a short course on digital marketing, or do I show my work?
Basically, unless it's come up and I haven't got the information yet, but I know only us now. There are now experts like us who are now offering this kind of lectures. But it's no less, not in Kenya yet. But there's no distinct course on digital marketing yet. So the only thing I'll tell you is YouTube is your friend. There's so many lessons on YouTube about digital marketing. There's so many on Google lessons about digital marketing, but I don't think there's a distinct course yet on digital marketing. Then again, it's about your passion. Digital marketing is about digital is about your passion. How much do you post in a day? Because the average active person on social media should post five photos if it's in Instagram. The average person. So it depends how active you are on social media. That is what is going to help you if somebody was to employ you as a digital marketer.
Yeah, somebody's asking here, does digital marketing, Henry, go hand in hand with fame? If believes it's not famous, does it go hand in hand with fame, Dr. Ofweneke? Hello, doctor.
Just have 5,000 followers, but these 5,000 followers, yes. Go ahead.
So Henry was asking, does it go together with fame? Maybe digital marketing, maybe fame and digital marketing.
Fame is an added advantage. Fame is an added advantage. It's only because if Henry, you and I go on the same table and we are doing a quotation, I might end up asking for higher quotation more than you. But the fame part is just an added advantage. It's like, basically digital is, you see those guys who do sales on the streets. It's like them, but doing it on social media. So it's how good you are in convincing somebody digitally if they can buy intro products. So fame, that's just an added advantage. It's like me being paid to drink this water.
Thank you very much, doctor.
Next question.
The other question I've been asked is, what are the career opportunities now in digital marketing? If you could mention some few opportunities, even in your agency, the people you are looking at, what are the qualities they should have?
Of course, like I've said, one, I'm looking at your creativity. I'm looking at creativity. I'm looking at your crowd engagement, both on ground and online. I'm looking at how do I put it? There's something we normally call in the office. Basically, I'm looking at how interactive you are. Those are the things I look at. But the career opportunities, digital agencies, we're now looking for social media managers. I'm looking for somebody who I can literally put on I can put in a room, and they can be able to handle 5 clients in a day. Update on their Instagram, update on their Facebook, update on their Twitter, and update probably on LinkedIn or TikTok as well. I'm also looking at a very outgoing person, so that somebody wants to buy into the product, you are there, you're vibrant enough for you to interact with the client or interact with the consumer. Other career opportunities in digital, if you can do production and editing is also very important. Because when I'm looking for potential, when I'm looking for somebody to employ, I'm looking for somebody who can manage digital platforms and as well be able to edit the videos as well. I'm also looking at script writers. If you're good at script writing as well, that's an added advantage, because when the product comes in, or when the client brings in their product, I'm looking for somebody who can literally script a nice 59 seconds ad for social media. So those are the career opportunities that are there. Production and editing, marketing, and which one? There's that one I've said. Oh, I mean, but those are basically the career opportunities that we look at. But it all starts from. It's amazing how this generation has flipped. It's no longer about your skills; it's about your passion. It's no longer about literally, it's not about your skills. It's not about your CV. It's now about your passion. What are you passionate about? Digital, if you're not passionate about digital, you will not be able. If you post only one photo in 2 years, I will not employ you, because clearly even your enthusiasm does not show in your digital platforms. I need somebody who's interactive, who's chap, who's engaging people on the post, who's replying to the comments and everything, who is interested in selling the product to the consumer. That is what, as a potential employer, those are the things I'll be looking at.
Yes, Albert, your hand is up. Maybe you could ask a question.
Thank you, Corporate Career Academy. My question is, I don't know if I'm audible enough.
Yeah, you can introduce yourself. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay. So I'm asking, how fast is the marketing industry absorbing the graduates?
Sorry?
Right now?
Sorry?
How fast is the marketing industry absorbing graduates right now?
How do I put this? I would advise, if you're going to do marketing, then I would advise you do marketing with another course attached to it. Maybe if it's marketing PR or marketing and communication, because most of the guys will look up, because the market has become, I'm sorry to say this, the market has become maybe a little bit saturated. So the only added advantage you'll have is if you've done marketing and communication or marketing and PR. So that if you're coming to me as an employer, I know you can do marketing and do the PR part as well. You can do marketing and do the communications part of it as well. So in the beginning, because it's become a very hot course of late, because every company is looking at how to sell their product to the consumer, because even the companies, the industries as well have become very competitive. I mean, ask yourself, how many brands of water are there right now? There's so many. Ask yourself, how many apps that delivery applications on your phone are there, and how many mobile lending apps are there? So every company is eager to eat into the market, and the only way is to get good and potential good marketers, and all that comes from you, PR, communication, and marketing as well, and how good you are with digital as well.
Thank you very much. Any question on our? I don't think there's any. Maybe Ofweneke, I just wish to understand something. One of the things we understand with the current generation is the thing, as you just mentioned, about brand. What you do online will determine who you are and which person comes to you. So the advice to our young graduates is that they need to be very careful on what they do online in terms of whatever they post online.
It's very important.
That one was said now. Then another question will come in now. For me to be a good digital marketer, should I know all the platforms? Like now, TikTok, LinkedIn, should I be in all those platforms?
For you to be a good husband, should you only know how to have sex alone? Sorry to ask. For you to be a good husband, of course, you have to know how to provide, how to give emotional security, and of course, all the other things. So basically, for you to be good at digital, you must make sure you are conversant with all the social media platforms and who they target. TikTok is for the millennials. So it's important for you to understand that. LinkedIn is for professionals. It's important for you to understand that. Instagram is for lifestyle. Instagram is for bragging. It's important. Facebook is for connecting and business. Twitter is for info. Snapchat is for bragging as well. So it's important for you to understand every digital marketing platform and be updated. Make sure you are updated, which is because right now, if I'm employing somebody, or if I have a client, because there's a project I'm working with my guys in my company, and we are looking at influencers or digital social media managers who have enough information about all the social media platforms, from TikTok to Instagram to Facebook to Twitter to LinkedIn to Snapchat to all of those. So it's very important for you to be conversant with that. Very important.
Wow. Thank you very much. Any question from our viewers? Any question? Yes, we have a question from Josh. Josh Kipyegon is asking, I am from University of Nairobi, so like now I specialize in accounting and doing CPA, then I can be employed as a marketer, since I am really interested also on market idea. I don't know if it's a comment, this should be a comment. Is
sounds more like.
So irrespective of the specialization, provided somebody has interest, then they are good to go for
you
marketing.
have interest and you've done exactly, because I mean, again, we're at a world whereby the information is all around us. You just need to have your data bundles. The info is everywhere. YouTube and Facebook, YouTube and Instagram and Google will help you a lot on getting some of those tips. So it's about your passion. How passionate are you about that? I mean, guys, look at what I'm doing in my life. I'm a lawyer, but look at what I do in life. So it's about the interest and the passion. That's what I mean. That's what I would say.
Yeah. So Albert is asking again, what are the challenges we face in the social media? We know the in the digital marketing. What are some of the challenges you could just highlight?
The challenges are, first of all, you have to be ready for this one thing. Digital has given everybody enough confidence and courage to say whatever they want to say about anyone without feeling anything. Digital is the only place whereby the President Uhuru Kenyatta will argue with somebody who lives in a bedsitter with only a mattress somewhere in Roysambu. That's the amount of confidence digital has given, guys. So when you post, when you want to sell your product on digital, you have to be, first of all, be ready. Even before you press send, or before you press a tweet, or before you press a feed, you have to know that, hey, be ready. Guys will actually turn down your product. They will abuse your product. They will influence others not to buy your product. So be ready for that. Number two, okay, but I think basically that's it. The trolls are always going to be there. The guys who not like a product because they don't like it, they're going to, it's like a cult. They are going to seduce others to hate your product as well, even if they're not even tested it or even interacted with the product. So you always have to be ready that not everybody will like a product. But the ones who like a product, yes, now those are your target audience. Don't be stressed about the ones who don't appreciate your product. But if you really, really want to buy the ones who are not appreciating your product, then now you can DM them or get their phone contacts, get to also understand what is it about my product that you did not like that I can work on it. But also remember, don't change everything of your product on social media simply because of this one that didn't like your product at the peril of losing this 3/4 that already had appreciated your product. So always be careful about that.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Maybe what could be your parting shot? I know we've spoken a lot about digital, straightforward. What could be your closing remarks to students and those who are aspiring to go into digital? And again, a message to the youth who are pursuing education. I know the government now has shifted attention to technical education. And the people who are going to run our industries, you are looking for managers. Managers will not be coming from technical colleges. So what could be your advice to this university student who feel fee is now being raised, I may not be able to complete my studies, the government is focusing on TVET, and I'm here. What could be your advice?
This is my parting shot as a closer. I think actually my other client is trying to call me. This is my parting shot. Man, keep doing what you're doing. Make sure you chose a career that you had passion in it and not what you're influenced by society to do. Make sure what you're doing is what you had passion in. Number two, digital marketing is the way to go. Social media is the way to go. It's out there for you. So it's either use it negatively or use it positively, but you must always remember this, guys, before you log out if there's anything I've said this afternoon, remember this: what you post on social media will affect you directly in the near future when you get into the job market. Be careful. Who you are on social media is who you are as a person. Always be careful about that. What else can I say? It's good that you guys are in school, you guys are studying, but then again, remember again, employers in this generation are employing not only via CV, but also via passion and skills. And by skills, an added skill. Make sure you acquire an added skill. Make sure you acquire an added skill. I repeat again, make sure you acquire an added skill. Make sure when you go into that interviewing room, what is that one thing that gives an upper hand in front of your employer? Always very important. Otherwise, guys, God bless you so much. And Malim is here. Anytime you feel like you need to get through me, he's gonna give you my email address. But I'm very happy to. I hope today I have changed the life of somebody I've helped in terms of their career choice and what social media is all about.
Wow. Thank you very much, Dr. Ofweneke, for agreeing even to discuss with these students at a very short notice. Thank you for sacrificing your time. We cannot pay you enough to attend this session. Ofweneke has a very high passion for the youth. He'll be just available to support you wherever you are, whatever, in terms of understanding. And that is now the spirit of the Corporate Career Academy. At Corporate Career Academy, we are looking at what are we doing to support the youth? What are we doing to build the future generation? And we'll be available for careers in each and every area of our life. Let's learn, let's be available. These are the same questions you'll be asked in interviews. Get to learn them from experts. Thank you very much, Dr. Ofweneke, and may you have a
Thanks so much as well.
Thank you very much. May God bless you.
You too as well.
Thank you very much.